On today's video, we're going to talk about 4 critical trends in the world right now that can impact your career as a designer and you should pay attention to. Let's rock it. Hey designer friends, what is up? My name is Ron Segal. If this is your first time here in Flux, welcome. This is the best place to talk about design and your career as a designer. So make sure you subscribe and like this video for more videos to help you become a better designer. And so today I want to talk about 4 trends I'm seeing in the world and that can have major impact for a designer. And so you want to pay attention to them. All right, so let's start with the first trend. The first trend is crypto and NFTs. Now, I don't know if you're like me or if you're active on design Twitter, but all you see over there are designers and people in general going crazy for NFTs. Now, you've probably heard about it, but if not, let me give you a little bit about context and then talk about why this is important for us as designers and how it can make an effect on our lives. So first of all, cryptocurrencies, you've probably heard about it. There's a blockchain and then there's currencies, bitcoins, all that kind of things. And in the recent year, it's become very popular to sell what's called NFTs, which is basically artworks that you can have only one original one. We'll not get into the technical details about what is NFTs and why they're being so hyped right now. We're gonna make different videos about NFTs really soon to help you understand that topic. But for now, I wanna talk about why this is important. So first of all, there's now a huge hype about this. So a lot of artists are putting their work out there as NFTs for people to purchase. And a lot of artists, whether they are illustrators or 3D artists or just designers, they're putting their work out there and people are making money because this is a very, very kind of like speculative market, right? There's a lot of people with money, with crypto money. The valuation of these things rise very suddenly, so people are trying to make money, and when people are making money and like gambling and speculation, some people are making a lot of money, most people don't make a lot of money, but this is the hype right now. And so first of all, you should pay attention to this because number one, if a lot of people are making money and you are an artist and you can create stuff, you want to understand even what's going on. I'm not saying that you should run away and start doing this immediately, but it means that there is a potential. This is a new market, right? I personally think this is not very far from the art world, the normal art world, where why would somebody buy, a Monet or, a Da Vinci piece for millions of dollars? Usually it's not because they want to see a beautiful image in front of them the whole day. It's usually kind of like a status game. I own this thing and I paid a lot of money for it. So this ecosystem of buying art in a way to show off and paying a lot of money for it, that exists in the world for thousands of years. And now, in the last year, the same ecosystem started around NFTs with different artists and different people buying, right? People who have crypto money versus people who have real money. Now, the thing about the actual art world is it's pretty hard to get in because it's very solid, right? There are the decision makers who make the decision who's going to show up in the exhibition and the museums, and it's very hard to get into the top of there are artists like Damien Hirst, for example, making billions, right? But it's very hard to become one of these people. And now there's a new market around the NFTs where the whole landscape is new. So there are more opportunities because this is a new land to kind of get to the top even if you don't have a background. So first of all, I think this is interesting to understand that this is happening in the world right now. There's a new kind of I don't know if to call it competition, but there's a new opportunity. Of course, like in any art market, most artists are going to stay broken and a few artists are going to make a lot of money. This is just because of supply and demand, right? There's way more artists than people willing to pay so much money. But still, this is not such a bad maybe gamble right now. But besides that, what's happening right now is that there's a huge ecosystem around it, right? Every time there's a gold rush, there is a famous saying that, the people who actually make the money are not the people looking for gold. In this case, maybe, the people who are trying to buy NFTs or create NFTs, but the people who make the money in any gold rush are the people who are selling the Pix and Axis, right? So the people who are creating the tools for the people who are looking for the gold. They are the people who are actually going to make the money. So we are designers. Let's think how we can be the people who are selling picks and axes. So this can happen in multiple different ways, and I'll give you some examples. First of all, there are a lot of people who are not artists or designers, and they want to get into the NFT game. So they want to try and sell their own NFTs, but they're not artists. So they are going to hire artists and designers or illustrators or 3D artists to create NFTs works for them. So this is, in a sense, for you. If you don't want to go ahead to the casino and gamble, creating your own NFTs, you can just do it for hire for somebody else who's taken the risk, and they're just going to hire you and you're going to get the money for sure. So first of all, there's going to be a lot of kind of like, you can call it job opportunities in this market because people want to create this artwork. Second of all, there's a lot of NFTs projects that are going to need maybe a website or maybe like branding, and there's a lot of hype around this, and they will need all the services that businesses all around the world have. Just like a restaurant needs a designer, right, to design their brand, their menu, their everything. Every new player that comes into the NFT space, which is hype right now, and it's like, so there are going to be a lot of new companies and new tools, new players in it. Each one of them is just like a new business that is going to hire a designer, right, to do their work for them. So there are going to be a lot of opportunities in this space. So every time there's a space where it's blowing up, all of a sudden there's like from 0 players, there's hundreds or maybe thousands of players are there, and people are spending money there. It's a huge opportunity for us as designers. It's a huge and interesting niche, so you want to pay attention to it, all right? As I've mentioned, we're going to create dedicated videos for NFTs and cryptos because I think this is a very interesting topic. So more on it on a different video. And now let's move into the second trend. And the second trend I want to talk about is short videos, right? You're here on YouTube. Perhaps you've started watching YouTube Shorts. We've been playing around with that, but didn't go all in yet. But you've probably heard about this, or if not, you've for sure heard about TikTok, and you for sure heard that, Instagram is trying to copy TikTok and came up with Instagram Reels. So short videos, everybody is, TikTok popularized this kind of medium, and then YouTube tried to copy it with YouTube Short. Instagram is trying to copy it with Instagram Reels. But the fact is, the reason that so many people are copying this is because this format now works, right? A lot of people tried along the way. There were companies of short videos before, like Vine, for example, which became popular but never sustained. But now this is happening again. Now, why this is interesting for us as designers, or for you as a designer in general? Well, there's, creating content is a great way for you to create a marketing for you, create a name for yourself, create a business for yourself, and generate traffic, whether that be, different clients or whatever it is. And a lot of people recently, in the last few years, have been trying to do that through YouTube and mainly, I think, through Instagram. But this is hard. Why? Because there are established players already. And now we have a new space, right? A completely new category with TikTok and with YouTube Shorts and everything. And the way that these formats work is that there's not enough creator in this space yet. Okay, there's not enough people doing short videos. So what that means is that if you are creating a short video, you are going to get way more exposure than other people, right? Then if you create an Instagram post right now, you're competing against, millions of other creating Instagram posts. So your reach of new people, new eyeballs, trying to create a brand for yourself or following for yourself, the competition is way harder than if you try to do it on TikTok. And if you think, no, there are already a lot of people on TikTok or YouTube Shorts or something, it's already very hard. No, I want to tell you, we are still very, very early in the game of short videos. And this is only going up. So you want to pay attention to it. We're paying attention to it. We've started with this initiative. We started doing TikToks and YouTube Short and all of that. Maybe not enough yet, but we're going in that direction and we're seeing results for that. So I want to make sure that you don't neglect this trend. All right. The third trend I want to talk to you about is what I would call post-pandemic, right? So we had COVID. I mean, we still have COVID, right, in many parts of the world. And this has dramatically changed the way that we work, right? It made remote work so much more popular, or even I would say mandatory in a lot of places in the world. It made most businesses understand that they have to have an online shop, an online presence, right? Social media, e-commerce, all these things have completely blown up since 2020, okay? And what this means to you as a designer, it means so many things, actually. So first of all, it means that the global work opportunities for everybody has went up exponentially, right? If you want, it doesn't really matter anymore where you are, because so much more companies now are open to hiring remotely, right? Companies who just hired for their office, and I'm talking about the big companies, even companies like Facebook or whatever, they were only hiring people where they have offices. Now, unfortunately for them, they had to work remotely for a year. Now they're like, actually this works, and actually there are very talented people all around the world, not only in the few big cities where we have offices. We might want to take advantage of that. And so if you're not in a huge city right now, you have so much more opportunities that you have just a year and a half ago. And I want to make sure that you understand this, and you can bring so much more value, because, as I've mentioned, so many more businesses realize that they have to be online, they have to have a website, they have to have an e-commerce shop. So the opportunities for designers to help them solve these problems, and also going through this, which called digital transformation, right? A lot of online businesses don't know. It might be easy for you to say, yeah, just do a Zoom call, right? If you want to set up a meeting with somebody, you send them a Calendly link, they book it in your calendar, and then it adds a Zoom link, and then, all these things, which might sound pretty simple to you, so many online business or traditional businesses, they don't understand how to do this. And this is a huge opportunity for you as a designer to come help them transform their business into a digital business, and make a huge, valuable project out of it. So we're in a new world, take advantage of it, and this trend is only going in that direction. And the last trend I want to talk about is the no-code trend. We talk a lot about specifically Webflow in this channel, because Webflow is, I think, the best no-code tool for designers. But even broader than this, you have to understand the landscape of no-code, right? So no-code is not just for us designers, hey, how you can design or build a website without code. It's also how you can build complete application, and talking about what I just said about digitizing businesses, and turning them, from offline to online, and creating tons and tons of automations, right? So if somebody sends you an inquiry on your website, automatically that adds them into, a database, or it sends them into kind of an automated sequence, or it triggers something. So all of these kinds of very, very complicated automations are now possible through the combination of a lot of tools, right? There are many, many tools. I've created a video here on the channel how we run a $1 million business, a multi-million-dollar business, without developers, and just having our business kind of integrate about 10 to 15 different no-code tools, right? From our learning platform to our website, through surveys, through checkout mechanism, all of these different things are happening, and we can do it on our own without any code. So although we encourage you a lot on this channel to learn how to use Webflow, I want to, in this video, talk about the broader effect. You need to pay attention to the whole no-code ecosystem, because recently we're actually seeing that there are companies are hiring for either visual developers, which means you're a developer, but you don't know how to literally code. You just work on tools like Webflow, or they're hiring no-code automations people just to integrate all of these different components of their business together with no-code tools. So businesses are now, they need help with this. Most business owners are not very tax savvy, okay, and they're gonna need help with all of these automations. And so this is, again, a huge opportunity that you can take on as your work, as a designer. You can upsell or add more value to your client. So if a client comes to you and says, oh, I need a website, all of a sudden you're like, okay, we'll create a website, but let's think about your whole business. How does this website integrate with your whole business? What happens when somebody submits a form? What happens when somebody purchases? How does that, works with your CRM? How does that work with all of your databases and all of your automations and all of that kind of thing? So you can provide way more values if you understand the ecosystem of the no-code tools and how you can help businesses with them. All right, so these are the 4 trends that are, I think, impacting designers most this year, and I'm very excited about them. Let me know in the comments below if you're seeing something that I'm not, or which of the trends you are most excited about. And I will see you on the next video. Peace out.